It's an exciting day. It's almost New Year's in San Francisco, and we're going to be doing Qigong, Tai Chi, Chih, and we'll begin with the Qigong. We're going to begin with a little bit of breathing first so that we get the things going, moving all the joints that we can, and then we'll begin with our Tai Chi in roughly 20 minutes. Okay, so finding your breath, place your right hand on your belly, your left hand on your heart. If you are seated on a stool, that's a really good way for us all to see each other. Inhale, belly, rib cage, upper chest. Feel the collarbones rise here. Exhale down, leaving your spine long, all the way down to the belly. 3 deep breaths. And find your Qigong tongue position right away. It's actually on the upper palate, right behind the upper teeth there. And the jaw's already released. If you were to go, breathe in and go, ya, 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 you'd feel how released that jaw needs to be. But now you're going to have less of an opening and create an inner smile right here with these little muscles right underneath your cheekbones there. And that will bring you appropriately through that breath into the joy of movement, which is Tai Chi Chih, 19 movements and 1 pose preceded today by Qigong. 1 more deep breath. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to move either seated on your chair or standing into triple burner. Inhale up, sinking the energy down through 3 dantians. Your high one is the head, the middle one is the lungs and heart, and the bottom one is the abdomen. All those organs there are going to get a nice massage from that exhale. It's a very long inhale in triple burner, and a very long exhale. That's why sometimes seated is a lot easier for you to really feel the connection to your abdomen here. Here's expansion of the belly and the chest. Here's contraction as the belly moves towards the Ming Men, which is back here. And you want to stay long in the spine, either seated or standing. It's the same thing, but sometimes starting seated on a stool, particularly for me, one where you can ground the feet really helps. And last one of triple burner seated. And I'll leave the rest to you. You can stand or sit through the whole practice today. It's optional. I'm going to move my chair away here, and we'll all begin for our Qigong, either seated or standing. Qigong is many things. It's a breath practice. It's a practice of sinking and rising. And it's a practice of learning to still the mind as you prepare for a meditation. In our case, Tai Chi Chih is a moving meditation, so it's perfect for us. It also is said to be under the umbrella of Qigong and of Tai Chi. Many, many forms of Tai Chi, Chuan, but this is a particular form of its own, which combines Qigong and Tai Chi. So unique in some ways, but quite beautiful. All right, let's check it out first. Hope you are all having a great holiday and let go for this class. It's great to see you here. Good. Now we're going to come into this one today. Picking up a feather, letting it go. Feel the flattening of the palm as it comes down. Moving to the other side, the feather is between your thumb and your forefinger. Feel the breath in the belly, the upper chest, and the nostrils. Feel the exhale as it moves down through the body, through the abdomen, and to the other leg. Picking up a feather, and letting it go. Notice how when you get to the opposite side, the heel almost always wants to lift as you extend through the spine for your rising, and now for your sinking. Perhaps you'll feel a little sinking of the knees, just a tiny bit as they begin to relax. Slowly coming down, slowly coming up, rising and sinking. Beautiful. Let's come back to center. We'll inhale here and release. Inhale here again. Bring it up to the head, your high dantian, and release. I'm going to surprise you a bit today. So we're going to go all the way up. Here's a third one. To the trees. And now start making it smaller. Come back to the head. Come to the heart and lungs. And come to the abdomen. Tai Chi Chih exists most of the time between this middle dantian and the low dantian. So it's an interesting practice where minimalism is the most important element of it, but you still can feel that beautiful energy, even when it's not elongated. And now release the palms and you'll be on globes of energy facing the earth, right at the dantian. The low dantian here at the abdomen is 2 inches below the belly button and about 1 inch inside. So it's all internal work. And release. All right, now we get the fun part. Let's just release all over, okay? Shake it out. All those joints are getting a good shake up today. This is good for us. Many of us have been seated all week, watching too much TV or watching great movies or other pastimes. Now we're going to just come across and come back. Opening up the body essentially in a circle, figure 8. That's great. Let go of the back heel on the other side. And then you've got freedom here. Good. And let's come back to center and release. Buddha picks up the earth and sends it into the sky. Sometimes we think that would be a good idea. Change the earth. Exhale down. Inhale through the center body. Turn the palms over, exhale out, and send the world up into the sky with your peripheral vision as well as your breath. And one more. Basically, we're getting our body and breath and movements connected. We're also extending through the spine, feeling a little bit of release, which is our sinking and rising. Very important elements of Qigong, as well as circularity, softness, smoothness, continuity, and moving from the center. Inhale and exhale down. Now we want to inhale here to expand the center body, the rib cage. So bringing your hands here as if you had an accordion or concertina instrument. Inhale out to make that accordion bigger. That's your rib cage. And exhale back through the nostrils or through the nostrils and the midline here. Opening up the throat area. You might be making some noise with your breath. That's not bad. And one last one here. Beautiful. The accordion has closed. You've come from expansion of your rib cage to contraction. And that is the kind of work we want to have here with the energy C. So now place one hand on the belly and the other hand right at the low back, right where you feel your tailbone, and inhale into the belly. Expansion, can you feel it? Now as you exhale back to the low spine and that tailbone, you'll feel the contraction there. That's your energy C. Inhale, expand, exhale, come back. And that will play into our front back weight shift. So let's exhale down now, and we'll play with one forward back weight shift, seeing if you can feel that for yourself. Place your right hand on your belly, your left hand on the back of Ming. Bring your left foot forward and inhale forward. Feel the back heel lift and come back towards that back heel, keeping your foot on the ground, and then feel the front toe lift on the exhale. Here's your inhale, expansion. Here's your exhale, contraction. Good. Now the other side. Let's come into our rider on horse position. You can see that I have my feet out in a V, and I have a very small horse under here, underneath my perineum. But I'm going to drop down here and just feel my rider on horse position. As I move from side to side, no matter how wide I go, I'm still on my horse. And my knees are going to track just opposite my big toe and the toe next to it, so that I don't torque my knee. So that the knees, the hips, and the ankles need to work together. So you can place your palms right on your buttocks and move back and forth with your spine long. It's a little bit of a feeling of squat, but it's not really a squat, because the spine is still, a squat would be way, way down. We're not going to do that because I don't think it's safe for most senior bodies to do that unless you practice that all the time. Okay, that's good. That's a side-to-side weight shift. Now we're going to shift over to this side and then to this side. And now we'll release your right heel forward. And notice that the front leg is just right opposite the buttocks here. And it's got the weight on the opposite leg on your left. And now you're going to shift forward. Release the back heel. Exhale back towards that back heel and lift the toe. Inhale and exhale. And the best part about using the rider on horse position is that the back foot's already at a 45-degree angle, which we're supposed to be for this. And the legs are not too far apart. It's safe. Feel that expansion, feel this contraction back. Beautiful, looks great. Inhale and release. So you can take these little hints from Qigong to begin to work with your body and your balance. Let's do something we haven't done for a couple of weeks. You're going to come with that balance of the feet to the in a V like that. You're going to shift over to your right foot. And now we're together, same foot. You're going to bring your left heel forward, and you're going to do a Buddhist walk in your meditation. Bring the weight forward into that leg, and then release the other heel. And we'll just do 2 steps here, or maybe 3. When you get to the other side, prepare to turn around and do this as well balanced as you possibly can. Place the other foot down and just turn around simply like that. Good. Now we're going to start. We started with your left foot, I think. Now we're going to shift towards your left foot and bring the right heel forward. We're just doing a very slow walk. This is the best thing you can do for your weight shifting. Heel, middle of the foot, front of the foot, toes. Release. Heel, middle of the foot, front of the foot, toes. Release. Good. Now turn around very calmly. And that's good. That's just two sides. We went one part of your room back to the other side. And now we're back here at the middle. Okay. I want to do, we've done triple burner. Buddha picks up the earth, the accordion, picking up the feather. I want to do the fountain. So the fountain is one, once you've figured out where your hip bones are, you might put your thumbs on them. Then you can, with your feet in a V like this on your rider on horse position, tap your heels first. Now you found your top of your hip bones. This is not a bend forward from the waist, it's from here. So you're going to come with a flat back down, halfway, and now release the low back and see if you can come down all the way or not, depends on you. You can also release the knees a little bit here and then come slowly back up, give yourself space. Slowness is part of Tai Chi Chih, so we need to practice. Even Qigong, warm up the same way. Exhale slowly, flat back, release the lower back, round it, and you might be able to touch the earth. Come back up slowly. Good, and that's really the beginning of the fountain, and then we add the arms. So this is the water pouring out. When the water pours out, the backs of the palms come together like this. So it looks like this, and then you come to your position to release, and then you let the water go. You are the fountain. The best part about Qigong that I love is you're an animal, or you're a fountain, or you're water, or you're a tree. You're all these elements that you embody. A couple more of the fountain. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you flow down. And that's beautiful. Okay, we'll do the owl, which is basically when the head moves to one side and then to the other side. So have your feet and your hands in a comfortable position, perhaps mountain position here with the palms forward. Inhale the head towards your right. Inhale back to center, and then exhale towards the left. And inhale to center. Exhale the opposite direction. We're going to turn this into a spinal twist, so I want to make sure that you have the sense of the breath. Good. Now you're going to bring your one hand over to the other hip and turn. And then slowly move to the other side. And you can feel it's twisting the spine, so you might want to release the back heel, because we're going to turn this into knocking at the gates in a moment, but we're starting really slowly with it so that nobody gets hurt. Good. Now we can do knocking at the gates. And you can make some sound if you want to. Vowels are fun. Ha, ho, who, he, hey, something like that. And they're warming up your voice. You'll find that it affects the way you speak later, because you're also combining your resonance of the voice with your breath and your body. Good. Let's take that concept up to just underneath the breasts here. Now you're tapping at the kidneys. If you can get around there, it's beneficial. If not, don't worry about it. Good. Now we're going to tap acupressure points just below the shoulders here. These are really wonderful tapping points. And now we're going to do Tarzan. Just tap right at your sternum. Ah, good. All right, good. Let's shake it out again. Starting to get loose, I hope. Good. Now we're going to tap down the arms, starting with your right arm down the top of it. That's supposed to be yan. This is supposed to be yin. Always connecting masculine and feminine, outer and inner. Tapping in the center here, maybe rubbing the palms and then tapping the other side. Down that arm. Back up. Down the inside. There's no rules on this one, so you'll find everybody who teaches it or everybody who does it makes it up as they go along. And tapping your chest and tapping down the insides of the legs down to your inside ankles and back up. And the outsides of the legs. And notice how after doing some Qigong, releasing from the hips down, this is maybe easier. Yeah, you want to get to a point where all this is something you do daily and it begins to feel really good. Let's massage a little bit in the face, maybe even the nose here, the forehead. Yeah, that's good. People also do this little thing here where you take hold of the outside of the ears and you come up. You're bringing your thumb and your forefinger together and you just pinch down there, not too hard, but that's supposed to open up all the acupressure points. And after a while, you start feeling really happy. And we want that happiness. All right, so what else have we not done? Hip circles. Forward, side, back, side. Turn it into a real circle where you can feel the forward, side, back, side. And maybe take your hand so that it reminds you which way you're going. Just a finger. That's the circle. Good. Take the other hand, we'll go the opposite direction. And in a circle, it's really hard to know where the beginning is anyway, so. Or this way. Or that way. Good. Now bringing your feet together and bending down here, taking hold of your knees, circling towards your right. Stopping in the center and circling towards your left. Good. Coming back up, arms in a T, circling forward with the palms. Circling back. The backs of the hands are moving back, kind of like you're swimming backstroke. But you don't have to do this big. Basically, we're working on this joint, the connection of this joint to these fingers. Good. Now bringing the elbows close to the body, but not tight ever. You don't want this. That would tense you up. Just begin to release from the elbow down to the fingers. A more tiny connection of this circle would be to just do this. And then the opposite direction. Not everybody is comfortable doing that. If you have wrist issues, you might be safer doing this. Yeah, so always modify for your own body. You don't have to follow me exactly. If something doesn't feel good, don't do it. This is a fun thing I haven't done for a while. This is the air guitar. You're going to start down here. Your fingers open. You're going to play the guitar all the way up. It's kind of a spinal twist a little bit, not very much one, but release the back heel. The air guitar. Don't you feel young again, like you're playing a special kind of guitar? You could make some sound with this if you wanted to. You could do, you could do anything like that. Good, that's one way. Now we do it the opposite way. And your fingers are moving the whole way. So this is great for the digits. Up this way and back down and up this way and back down. Good. It's kind of musical in element anyway. And let's come back to center. And I think we're almost ready once we come to a really beautiful mountain position and have some water to start Tai Chi Chih. So the hydration is really important when we start with Qigong and breathing, right? I hope you all have your water nearby. And if you feel like it, it would be great to see you all today. So I see a few of you. I see a picture of Still Lake and roses. Anyone who wants to put their video on, we can practice Tai Chi Chih together, which would be great. All right, this is our Tai Chi Chih, 19 movements in one pose. We're going to do the whole thing. I will just quickly go through the movements with you in terms of language. Rocking motion, bird flaps its wings, around the platter variation, bass drum, daughter on the mountaintop, daughter in the valley, carry the ball to the side, push, pull, and pulling in the energy. And then at that point, we go on to a few more moves. We'll get some more water at that time, okay? Coming into mountain pose. Palms are forward, body is open. Breathe into the belly, ribcage, upper chest. 3 deep breaths. Lengthen through the spine. Feel the chest open. Feel the energy sea at your abdomen. Come forward towards your toes, checking your balance, releasing the heels off the earth. Come back slowly towards your heels. As slowly as you move through this, feel yourself coming over the bubbling well or bubbling spring that's just before the front of the foot. It's an important acupressure point. One more forward back. Good. That's great. Now you're stabilized with your mountain position and we're ready to begin. Rocking motion. And the last one. Rocking motion comes to a graceful conclusion. Bird flaps its wings is next. Feet, heels just kind of slide in a bit here so that you have the feet in a V. Inhale, lengthening the spine. And as you release down, your knees will be moving out to the sides a little bit for your bird squat. Bird flaps its wings. You as the bird are learning to fly. Almost all of these moves embody you as an animal, water, connecting to the stars. And right now you're learning to fly. Now we release for your wrist circle. Second cycle. Notice how everything eventually reaches 9. This is the second cycle of 3. Third cycle of 3. Beautiful. Inhaling and releasing. Now shifting subtly towards your right leg, bring the left foot forward for around the platter. This is circularity in action. Inhale, around in a circle, coming back to the sternum and then continuing that circle. Shoulders are relaxed. The shoulder blades are rolling down the back. Notice how the rhythm forward is exactly like the rhythm back. If you were counting now, it would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 forward, 6 back. Speed is always determined by whoever's leading, and we all have different body rhythms. So 2 more now. Beautiful. Let's bring that left foot back in and ground it all together. Inhale, sink the energy into the ground. Shift it towards your left. Release your right heel. Around the platter, right side. We always need to do both sides, just like we need to do a circle that moves one way and then a circle that moves the opposite. When you're on this leg, you're moving outside this knee. When you're on the other leg, you're moving outside that knee. So you're always doing clockwise and counterclockwise circles. And exercising both hemispheres of the brain in the process. That's why this is so important to breathe. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. Bring the foot in. We ground together. And we prepare for our next move, which is around the platter variation. Shifting to the right to bring the left forward. Pick up the energy at your shoulder on the left and release the energy towards that back leg around the circle. And your body is simply moving forward and back, but the arms know their circle. They go out there. Your body just keeps going forward, back. Two more of around the platter variation. Bring the foot back in. Sink it through the earth. Shift towards your left, release the right. Picking up your ball of energy now at your right shoulder and sinking it halfway around without dropping the fingers down below. here. And your circle may be for your own body in a different place than mine because our arms are all different lengths. So maybe yours is way out there somewhere. That's why individual practice at home is so important, because you'll discover things about your own body that are different from mine. And you go, wait a minute, why is she going so fast through there? Must be because she has short arms and I've got long arms. It all changes speed. Last one on your right. Bring the foot in. Inhale and release. And we move into bass drum. Shifting right, left heel moves forward. Palms are in polarity here. They're facing each other. And you're going to come into a drum here. You are the drum. Elbows move back to make you the drum. You're a big circle here. This has been described as water flowing over rocks as being more powerful than the rocks. So feel that slowness and feel that flowing nature of this. Last one. On your left, bring the left foot back. Brief grounding. Shifting left. Releasing your right. Bass drum, same thing. You are the drum. As you come back, feel the elbows move with the hips here. They all start to connect everything. The breath, the movement, and now we're cultivating the Qi, your intrinsic energy. Notice how all the joints are softening up. Let's do one more of bass drum. Bring the foot back in. Sink it through the earth. Let's double ground this, okay? Because we're going to need it. The grounding is very important for working with energy. Very soft, slow exhale is what we're after. One more. Beautiful. Okay, our next move is daughter on the mountaintop, followed by daughter in the valley. Companion moves, starting in the valley to come to the tops of the mountains on your inhale. And exhale down through the center. It's called zipping down. Feel the energy of the palms as it picks up the air here. And then sends it through your whole central body as it comes down on the exhale. Feel that. And your left hand is close to the heart on this one. As all meditation forms, including this one, starts with the heart. 3 more. Last one. Beautiful. Bring the foot back in. Inhale to ground it through the earth. Shift towards your left and begin in the valley to come to the tops of the mountains. Daughter on the mountaintop, left hand still close to the heart. Feel the joy of movement. There's something so wonderful about this. It comes right to your heart, doesn't it, when your left hand keeps going back there. 2 more. Beautiful. Nice. Send it into the earth. Ground it. Resisting gravity right here. And our next move is the companion. Daughter in the valley starts on the mountain. Your left heel moves forward and comes through the valley. Palms in polarity here. There's energy points, the Qigong points between those palms. We're going to cultivate the energy by inhaling here. Through the nostrils and then releasing over the mountains. Notice the view of your mind. You get to the top of the valley here, and there's mountains on the other side, either side. That's why you would breathe in here and exhale slowly down. It's going up the mountain. Takes a bit more energy, but coming down it takes slowness. One more here. Enjoy this view at the top and let it go. Release the leg back. Send the energy into the earth briefly. Shift towards your left. Release your right. Start at the top of the mountains and come through the valley. Two more. Beautiful. Inhale and release. Double ground it. We've gone through the 2 companion parts now of that daughters. Such a beautiful set of moves. And now we move into our next side-to-side weight shift. Our first one really of the day, or carry the ball to the side. Inhaling here, shifting over into this leg, your yan leg. Release your opposite leg, just the heel. And now move over 3 times. 3 on this one. Bring in the ankle and the foot. Ground it. Wind up. Shift into this leg. Release the other heel. And now move. You want the weight shift to carry the ball. The effort of no effort. Bring in that foot. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to sink. And one more. Inhale to feel the length of the body, and now release. Let's go back a couple times. This is such a beautiful move, and it's all about sinking and rising. There's the rise. There is the inhale. And now sink on the exhale. Feel that? And now pick up the ball and move again. Great. And one more. If you can't make it that way to the side of your room, you can start going back. There's no real rules here. Just make sure you're comfortable. And release. And we'll go back now because we need to go back home. Ready? Home base, just like in playing baseball. And last one. And sink it into the earth. Resting on globes of energy. As we move into our next two moves, push-pull, and pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe. This has also been described in Kapasatar, the international movement that started at the same time as Tai Chi Chih, as giving and receiving energy. Here we go. Push-pull. You can feel how this would be giving and receiving energy. I'm pushing energy towards you and you're pushing energy towards me. And then you inhale back to your heart. Giving and receiving energy. Here's the inhale back to your heart. That's the receiving. I always love this in Zoom because you really can feel that you've touched someone else, their upper body, and they've touched yours. And you're basically using a reverse breathing practice here. So here's the exhale. Here's the inhale back to your heart. And notice the circle. As the fingers move down, they move to the point where the elbows don't straighten completely, and then they start moving up, making this circularity business of Tai Chi Chih, Qigong. Circles really important in Qigong. Two more on this side. And last one. Bring the foot back. Inhale and release. Shift your weight over and prepare for your other side. Push, pull. 2 more. Beautiful. Bring the foot in. Ground it through the earth. Double ground it. And we're going to move into pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe, shifting towards your right to bring the left forward. Inhaling here, exhaling back. Feel the joints really relaxed here, even the elbows moving with the hips here are in connection. Forward and back. Last one. On your left, bring in the foot. And now add in your visualization. What would you like this week from the most distant star as you bring your right heel forward? Think about it for a moment. And now start inhaling it through the fingertips. Two more. Beautiful. Bring it into the body by inhaling it and then exhaling it down. Double ground it. In 1974, when this started, those were companion moves. It's interesting. All right, so it's a beautiful move. And that leads us into the taffies next. So it's time for a little bit of hydration, and then we'll start our taffies. Mm. If you're doing this every day as your own practice, you really need quite a bit of hydration to cover the fact that you're connecting all of this. So in singing, we talk about 8 liters or half liters a day. So you just spread it out, but make sure that you're drinking enough water. That actually will help your joints. Okay? And now we're going to begin with the taffies, basic taffy. Notice how, as this hand moves under the elbow, the palms never touch, but there's heavy air or resistance there. Feel the resistance. Here's the inhale, here's the exhale at the abdomen. You can use your core here to really feel the sense of balancing the body while you're moving like this. And that happens inside of here. So We don't always use the same language for these things, but that is the core. You're using your abdominal muscles there. Some of the male Tai Chi and Qigong practices talk about the anus. So you can tighten there as you move, or you can just think of it as your core. Basic taffy will come back to 3 other variations as soon as we finish establishing it. Other things to notice are as one hand is underneath the elbow and the other hand is above the elbow, one hand moves up, the other moves down. And those are the yin-yang points of the hand moving down, moving towards the yin leg, the hand moving up, moving towards the yang leg. You begin to feel these connections. It makes things not really more complex, but you just feel more. Two more. Beautiful, very nice. All right, our next one is the first variation, and it's called anchor taffy, which suggests that we might be the boat, and this is the anchor. So your right leg's going to anchor, the other leg's going to come forward. You're going to do your taffy here. Open the hips, release that leg back. And then you're back to basic taffy here, right over there. It returns. Now the other leg moves forward. You get stuck somewhere, you can always do a larger shift to bring yourself away from the wall if you need to, which I'm going to do now. And exhale. Forward. The back foot now is your right, and it's anchored. And then the anchor will pull in here. Yeah, so cool. You can also angle it if you need to move away. You can angle that front foot to move away from something you don't want to hit, like your furniture. And we'll do 2 more of anchor taffy. Ready? Now it's your right leg moving forward, right hand underneath. And this is your invite hand moving you towards this direction. Then the other hand takes over on the other leg. And we'll end it right after this. When you come back to your basic right here, here's your basic taffy again. And we've come back to home base. We've just anchored the boat. Let's double ground it. And our next kind of taffy, the second variation will be circles taffy. So you'll be circling like we did at the beginning. Remember that? With our Qigong practice, like that. And then you'll also be doing sinking and rising. So notice all those elements here. Let's start with the feet in a V a little bit. So you've got space to release your knees without hurting them. And remembering the knees don't want to ever go beyond the big toes and the toes next to that. So that keeps you from pushing down too far on your knees. Little things. Okay, circles taffy. Left hand under. Pull the taffy. Now you're going to inhale here to extend the body. And then here's your grounding. It's a little simple grounding. And then you start again. I'm just nodding my head to say we're ready to start again. Because after you do this inhale here, it's hard to know exactly where you start. Lengthen the spine first. Once you've done that, you're ready to just sink a little bit. And that's enough grounding. And then you go on again. Yeah. And let's do two more, okay? One going that way and one coming back. And this is the last one now. And ground it through the earth a couple times. Let's do it one more time. Make sure you're feeling the inhale in the belly and through the nostrils. It's all working together. And now feel a slow exhale down through your central meridian. Yeah, that's good. All right. Our next variation is the last one, and it's perpetual motion taffy, meaning forever taffy. Feeling the resistance of the air between the palms as they cross. And this is also a heart protector move here from Qigong. Right across where they take your blood pressure. Right across the inside of that arm. Yes, that's beautiful. Two more. And now inhale to sink it through the earth. A couple times. The tappies have come to a graceful conclusion. Finding a way to keep them both energetic and soft is the game we're after right now, okay? One more grounding. Beautiful. All right. Now we go into working the pulley. So you're going to bring this palm on your right side underneath your hip bone. And on the left, you'll bring the energy out with the palm facing from the heart. So now your left foot's going to come forward, just the heel. You're going to shift forward. It's cross body here. Bring the palm underneath the hip bone as you come back. So that the companion hand, which is this one back here, follows exactly what you did in front here. But this is governed by the front foot right now. So here's your exhale. Here's the inhale. As this palm moves under the hip, yeah, and the other hand just follows along. It's so cool. 2 more. Great. Bring the foot in. Prepare to ground it in your inhale and your slow exhale. Shift it towards the left. Bring your left hand underneath the hip bone, the right hand out, the right heel out, and then prepare to shift this way. Cross body move. We should probably not do this as much as I would like to move into the corner over there and the corner over on this side. It should be more shoulder to shoulder. So minimalist. Nice, beautiful. See, that makes it smaller on the cross. It's probably safer for all of us. Besides, we get to do it together. Shoulder to shoulder. Last one. Well, let's do one more after this. Really slow here. Soft, continual, even softer. Like you're touching a baby's skin. One more. Lovely. All right, now bring the foot in. It was nice. And sink it through the earth. Working the pulley has come to a graceful conclusion. Our next moves take us towards the end of the practice. It's almost a new symphonic style here. We go to the top of the head. Light at the top of the head, feet are in a V, sinking down, bringing the energy to the top of the head, the light, which we all have, that embodies our connection to mind-body health. Sink and rise. Now hold the palms close together, but not touching, and circle them forward. You're literally around the Tao symbol now, so you're massaging all the opposites that we deal with every day. And then hold the energy and sink and rise it. With your light, let your light go. Into the earth and back to the heart with your left hand. Inhaling and releasing down. Light at the temples. The name is really light at the temple. This is your temple. Sink and rise, feet in a V. Let it go. Circle the energy of yin and yang. Day and night, the seasons, all the opposites, emotionally also. Hold the energy there and sink and rise. Send it into the earth and back to your heart. Feet are still in a V. You might want to open them out a little bit as we move into our next move, which is very yan. So let's do a couple of groundings here to prepare first for the end of that practice, which was so soft. Good, now you're preparing for a very yan move, very masculine move. So exhale down. Feet in a V. Inhale up for joyous breath, coming to the balls of the feet on one inhale here, and then 4 exhales out. Like pushing the air down. 2 more cycles of 4. Last cycle of 4. Beautiful. Slow exhale. Passing clouds is next. Feet in a V, fairly wide, feet on the ground. This right palm comes up, this left palm moves down, and then you pass the clouds. You are the cloud. I love that. So almost touching this cloud over here with this cloud, or touching the elbow sometimes is done. You're doing basically a forward back, but with a side to side weight shift here. So make sure your knee and your ankle and your toes are moving in a comfortable position for you. Two more. And let's slow it down. And bring the foot in. And slow exhale. Slow inhale. Grounded. 6 healing sounds are next. The sounds are ho for the heart, hu for the spleen, su for the liver, sh for the lungs, shi for the triple heater, and shui for the kidneys. Left foot, left hand. Repeats. The last cycle, 5 Chis. Turn the palms over, heel step. Mixing the energy of yin and yang, all the opposites have come together in our practice. Bringing your left heel to your right ankle bone for cosmic consciousness pose. Opening into a big circle to bring your left hand close to the heart. Looking over the window of eternity or through it. Fingers are open. Elbows are connected laterally. Solidly through the feet. With one heel resting on the ankle. Both balls of the feet at least in the ground. Bringing your fingers together and overhead, in gratitude. Coming back to the center, pushing out, opening up in gratitude. For everyone today who's practiced and will practice with this, thank you so much.